But the question that often emerges for people here is, well, then what do we do? If I just like simply decide not to come out, then I'm not being true to myself. Even if you say that being true to yourself is a production or is a product of this kind of power regime, etc., it doesn't mean that I don't feel like I have certain desires that are key to the truth of who I am. And even if I were to resist the coming out narrative by just like moving the other direction and denying that I have a sexuality at all, society is still going to ask me. It's still going to want to figure out the truth. It's going to insist that I tell the truth of who I am, even if I don't feel that there is a truth to who I am. So I think like a very common response that people have to this text and to Foucault's work in general is, well, then what do I do?
So I don't have a good answer is the short quick take on it, because as you mentioned, Foucault is not particularly prescriptive. And so there is no recipe for liberation that's going to tell you these are the steps that you have to do in order to achieve sexual wholeness or sexual freedom or sexual liberation. But I do think that he seems to believe that once we become aware of the game of power that we are always playing, we might be able to make new moves within the field of that game that might give us a different mode of relating to ourselves at the very least. And maybe that's a super qualified model of liberation where it's not about stepping outside of power and being free of power. He doesn't think that's possible.
That's not possible. Yeah,
like you can't be untouched by power. Because it's diffuse, it's heterogeneous. It is what constitutes the social field. And I think what he would recommend is becoming aware of the techniques by which power operates.